Hello, everyone. Maddox here, and welcome back to Amnesia. So, I found out that today is the 19th anniversary of a little horror film called 1408, starring John Cusack and Samuel Jackson, as well as a few others. I remember seeing the film a long time ago, and I enjoyed it, but that's besides the point. I figured, what better way to celebrate, so to speak, than play a custom story based on it? But anyway, here we go. Enough of me yapping. I also found out that it is, I think, the 68th birthday of actor Bruce Campbell. So there's that as well. Moving on. Okay, wow, off to a lovely start so far. What the fuck? Interesting. Based on a story by Stephen King, yeah. So the film, as you just read here as well, was based on a short story by Stephen King of this. Okay, punk. Again, it's been a while since I've seen it, but from what I remember, it was enjoyable. It wasn't. I'll talk about it more later down the road. I don't want to talk too much, but then now. Am I supposed to go in here, I guess? Okay. Whoa. I do not like this, Sam I am. No, I do not. The Mansion, 1408. I feel like every time I read one of these, I need to have like a Vincent Price voice, but I could not do that justice for the life of me. My name is Jake Enslin. I'm an occult writer. I'm currently in a location which, according to rumors, had become over the years the place of death of over 50 people. The rental manager told me of a mystical spirit that has resided in this mansion for years. For a certain while, this was his reason for denying me access to this particular mansion. But in the end, I managed to convince him to give me the key. Now that I'm planning to spend a night here, I hope that all of this is not just plain hearsay, and that today I will finally witness something worth writing about. In classic Stephen King fashion, the main character is also a writer. Oh, come on, damn it. There we go. But yeah, it's still. If you haven't seen the film, I mean, I suppose I could recommend it. No, I'm kidding. Go see it if you haven't, or don't. You know, who the hell am I to tell you anything? But yeah, it's a very good psychological yet somewhat supernatural horror in a way, but it's not like too much of one or the other, so to speak. Nor does it really talk about um, why the place is like cursed or whatever. It doesn't really go in depth on why, which I really like because it's like, as again, as in many Stephen King stories, the evil is kind of unexplained to an extent. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm throwing shade or anything when I say that. Not that, yeah. Greetings, kind sir. You've undoubtedly acquainted yourself with the many frightening stories that surround this rental mansion. Surely you have also been told that as a person you don't happen to be anything out of the ordinary. Hence, you might as well end your life here. Like everyone else before you, words are hard. So then, what in God's name are you doing here? Look. Oh, key! Oh, damn it. What do you unlock? Okay. Can I shut that door? I do not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pull, not a push. You heard it here, folks. Okay. And then that is a push, not a pull. You learn something new every day. Am I making meth over here? What am I? Jabam! Okay. Where I found Stefan. Where is Stefano? Hello, Stefano. I will put you next to your friend. Don't leave me. You must. Oh my god, they're almost in unison. I'll pick up this boiling flask of formaldehyde juice? I don't fucking know. Aha! Have fun paying for that, assholes. The film is also somewhat not lighthearted, because some of the topics, again, are very serious, and I don't feel like I could do the film justice. But it doesn't take itself too seriously to the point where it's like, okay, this is just too much, in a way. I only hope that the apartments have made an impression. What is it that you want? Why were you so persistent in gaining access to this place? You don't believe in anything yourself, yet you continue breaking the hopes of others. Why do you think ghost tales exist? Simple entertainment? No. There are people's need to believe in an afterlife. Tell me, how many myths have been dispelled by your work? How many dreams have you crushed? Damn. Fantastic. Finally something to write about. No ghosties yet, but still an impression. Yeah, again, the main character portrayed by John Cusack is portrayed as like a family man, and spoiler alert for a 19-year-old film at this point, he becomes very cynical due to the loss of his child, which, again, heavy topic throughout the film, is his reason. It's shown to be one of the many reasons why he's cynical, without giving away too much yet. Oh, lovely. I don't like you. Ah! A check back there now. I'm gonna go back there. No, I'm not reading your goddamn note. Oh, the door is perfectly fine again. Great. But yeah, that piece of notebook paper that we just found that said, "How many dreams have you crushed?" I think that's a line from the movie during, I guess you could call, yeah, a hallucination he's having in the room, because the room pretty much psychologically, when he meets Sam Jackson's character, the manager tells him no one's lasted an hour in there, and he's like really trying to get him not to go in there, and he doesn't believe him for a second, and he's like, no one's lasted an hour in there, why? And then John Cusack's character Mike is like, why? Like, did the ghost do that? And he's like, I wouldn't call it a ghost. And so he's like, so on the record, what would you call it? And he says, a really evil fucking room. And he puts like, I can't do it justice because it's such a good line, but anyway, he puts it so eloquently. I understand that ordinary tricks are nothing special to you. Plate shattering, books falling, other such shenanigans, that's not our taste. No, we are much more mature than that. You and I, we like to play like grown-ups. Very well then, perhaps tonight I might be able, although on second thought, I'm practically sure of it, to introduce some corrections into the cemented hunk that is your worldview. I warn you that you will not be given a second chance from this moment forward. I sincerely advise you to be cautious of your actions. All of your reckless assumptions will only act against you here. I'm hallucinating. Yes, it can't be otherwise. I should have had champagne with that manager. So far, I'm really liking this little adaptation of everything. But yeah, eventually Mike goes in there. Man, it's the little things at first. Like, I think he hallucinates. Yeah, sorry, not hallucinates, but like, there's like chocolate on his pillow. Like, the two little folded chocolates that weren't there before. And so he's like looking around, making sure no maid is in. Tries to open the door. It's locked. So he's like, okay, that's weird. I'm trying to remember more. Oh, okay, I don't like that. But again, very cynical, and it's just the room's fucking with him the whole time. And again, I am opening this just in case shit hits the fan. I don't like long hallways. Hello? 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 What are you? What are you? What are you? What are you? Oh, oh, oh. Bring it, son. Oh! Leave me alone! I don't like escape anymore. Oh, okay. Well, That's just lovely. And yeah, the room psychologically tortures him in a way of not only showing him, like, the ghosts of everyone who's died in this room. And again, it's not too gory either, where it's like, okay, this is just, you know, blood and guts everywhere. It's kind of tame. Although it's also, again, very emotional, heavy to an extent, thematic-wise. And it's a really good story of, from what I remember and got out of it, overcoming one's demons, in a way. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but granted, the film is old enough to vote at this point, so, you know. Oh! Lovely. Do I... Whoa! Motion sickness, hello. Do I go in here? I'm guessing not. Okay. I'm going. Let's go. So I'm ready. I'm leaving. Oh, for fuck's sake. What you say, Mr. Jake? Was I convincing enough? Come along. What is this music that is blessing my ears? Oh. No. I'd rather not. Why? I somehow doubt you have a New York style pizza waiting for me that's like gigantic with pepperoni, but okay. Fine, I'll bite. Did that? Okay. Oh, that's sick! It's very Phantom of the Opera-esque. I love it. Very romantic. Okay. Just go through here. No, I guess. I'm loving this music. Oh. Are you gonna, like, kill me when I turn my back like a weeping angel? Thought I saw something. I apologize. On second thought, you know what? I'm not hungry. You know, I'm just gonna go back to my room. You know, I'm good. Okay, I move slower than a crawl. Let's... Don't tell me I'm gonna have to, like, when to go style, like, eat this person. Dr. Lecter serving the dinner. Why are we doing this? Why? Can I throw the chair? Oh, no? Okay. I apologize about this, Jimmy Bob. What am I... Maybe I could just, like, take a finger and, like, he lives, or... Am I gonna have to, like, saw into him? Saw certain saw, yeah. Okay, can I go with, like... Let's try that. Oh! Oh, my God. Yummers! Protein. This is beyond disgusting. I feel terrible. I'm sorry, Jimmy Bob. Rest in peace. You will be missed. No, I don't think it is. Just, I want to go home, actually. Fuck this. Dear Lord, what is going on in here? Yeah, I don't remember there being cannibalism in the movie. Maybe I missed that part when I saw it fucking eons ago, but anyway. Do you see what you're capable of, Mr. Jake? There's no reason to blame yourself. Anybody in a desperate situation could resort to desperate measures. After all, you haven't eaten in a long time, and who can resist when life itself offers its rarest delicacy? Now tell me, Mr. Jake. Okay, Dr. Lecter. How is your son faring? Turns out the poor fella... Where's my son at? What the fuck? Okay. He's very claustrophobic. I get the feeling that he might not be very pleased with the place I locked him up in. Anyway, I would like to give you a choice. Either you depart now, and I leave behind both your son and your misery, or you rescue your son but consequently lose your only chance of escape. Make your decision. Okay. Well, Knicks are on in 5, so I'm a dip out. See ya, son. I wonder if I can leave. You know what? Just so I don't have to like restart all this, I'm guessing if I can leave, I'm just gonna choose this option. So I'm guessing this is where I save myself. Oh yeah, okay. I'm guessing it is. Yeah. How foolish, Mr. Jake. Done. His name Jake Jr. Is it Jack? Is it John? Is it Jimmy? Is it James?
Нет времени объяснять.
Jim?
В этом доме спрятаны 4 секретных книги, которые открывают дверь гардероба. В гардеробе есть что-то, что может помочь нам выбраться отсюда. Быстрее, Боб, я начинаю задыхаться.
I see. How, like, claustrophobic is the room, then? Okay, 4 books I gotta find. The film, again, with it being, for the 50th time, like a psychological and supernet. A crowbar. Never not useful. It being a psychological and supernatural horror. Oftentimes, during the film, you'll see the room change without saying too much, because, like, duh, I guess. We see it change, and one of the time it reminds me in a way each time the room changes itself, one of which is like an amazing twist I'll mention later. I think it's near the climax of the film, or rising action, I suppose. It looks like he escaped, and the twist is he didn't, and he goes to, like, he has a catharsis of, oh my god, I've been this asshole this entire time, as we found out with that note right there. Before mentioning how many spirits has he crushed and stuff. And he goes to publish the book that he's writing after making amends and everything, only to find out that he never left, and like the room he's in turns into the 1408 room again. And oh shit, okay. Strike it with something. Gotcha. And it's a really good scene of just like, okay, that's a good twist. And then, to add pour salt into the wound, his daughter, who passed away, shows up. And she's like, Dad. And we don't see her at first, we just hear her voice. And then it shows her in the foreground, her in the background, him in the foreground. And he runs up to her, gives her a hug, and he is just a broken shell of who he was when we first saw him. Like the mask of, cynicism and being cynical, obviously, and just this macho man is fallen. And he's like, I love you so much, and she's like, she asks him, do you love me? And he's like, of course I do. And he's like crying. And his John Cusack's performance in the film and the evolution of Mike as a character is really good. But besides the point, without getting too super nerdy, more than I already am right now, from what I remember, she just goes limp in his hands, and she dies again, technically, and he literally says, please no, not again, you can't take her twice. And we're shown that the reason, again, why he's so cynical is the fact he lost his daughter, and the reason why he's doing all this, going to these different haunted places, is so, because he says in the film, I want to believe in something, I want to see something, and we're shown that he does, ultimately, because he wants to believe his daughter isn't just rotting somewhere, Oh, what the fuck? I do not like that. No, thank you. It's a really good scene. And eventually she just turns to ash and bones in his hand. Like, she just kind of like, poof, like gone. And it add an even big... Hello, goodbye. Nope. I won't accomplish anything if I keep abiding by his rules. Well, unfortunately, you didn't bring a gun with you, you moron. That might help. Chair, anything at all, Stefano. Oh, nothing's in here. Interesting. Like a Dead by Daylight loop. Oh, hello. Am I supposed to whack you with this? Hey, back up. Back up! Back up! I don't want to use lethal force. Mr. Chair! Shabam! Leave this place. This is kind of different than the film, but still. I'm not complaining. You cannot control me when I have no fear. Now you belong to me. Let there be light. Thank you, Edison. Let's go. Was it Edison? I don't remember who. Oh no, it's from, I guess, God. The Mansion, 1408, based on a story by Stephen King. Loving the fucking music using this. I really hope it's not copyrighted. I'm sure it is, unfortunately. Gabriel Yared, Hans Zimmer, James Newton Howard, and Brian. Wow, okay. Love it. But again, the film ends, so a really good line, he has this catharsis of, I've been such a selfish human being. Also myself for being the cool guy I am, and anyone because you are the best of the best. Oh, thank you. P.S. When I create something, be the creator. Oh, it's really sweet. And so he says, and I've lived my life as a selfish man, but I don't have to die that way. And so in a choice of self-sacrifice, he goes and makes a fucking Molotov cocktail, tries to burn the room down, and it's great. And it shows how much he's grown in a way. And the end. And that's it. But in a way, it shows, I think there was two different endings to the film, one of which he survives, which I guess is the canonical ending, so to speak. I don't know if canonical would be the right word, because I mean, everyone has a different opinion and everything. And there's multiple endings to the film for a reason, I suppose. And I think the director's cut, he doesn't survive. And it's a lot more somber, but from what I remember, I think him surviving is like the more fitting of the endings, albeit, again, less sad. And he survives. I think he reconciles with his ex-wife, finishes his book, turns it in, and as they're going through, like, stuff that from 1408 that he brought, like his tape recorder, they hear his daughter's voice on the recording, and they both look at each other like, oh my god. And it's a very good wrap-up to everything, because now, you know, they both have, I guess, evidence of that. And it's, in a way, it's a very good evolution of a character and overall horror movie. In a way, again, the way the room changes a lot reminds me, and I don't know if it's because it just in my weird brain or how old it is, granted it's off by a few years, reminds me kind of like the way the room changes reminds me sort of like Silent Hill's Otherworld in a way, albeit both are two different psychological and somewhat supernatural horrors, although both prey on your insecurities, fears, and repression. And yeah, I enjoyed this. Enough of me talking about this film. I really hope I don't sound like a sellout. Sorry, guys. But I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the adaptation that this person made, albeit quite different, but still pretty good. I liked it. And I hope you did as well. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, or don't. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and that's about it. Yeah, I'll see ya.